Harivom students, welcome back to online session. Before going to learn about today's topic, once we revise the natural features, the difference between hill and mountain, the layers of earth, the formation of mountains, and the three parallel ranges of Himalayas. So watch and listen carefully and note down important points also. You know very well, there are many natural features on the earth in different shapes and sizes. These are called landforms. The continents and oceans have many such landforms. For example, mountains, plains, plateaus, desert, islands, coasts, valleys, and so on. Look at these two pictures. Here they are showing the difference between mountain and hill. What is a hill? A landform that is elevated compared to the surrounding land. Elevated compared to the surrounding land. It has a distinct visible summit. Whereas mountain means a large landform usually extends over 2000 feet above sea level. Over 2000 feet above the sea level and usually has a peak. Mountain has a peak. Here also you can see the difference between hill and a mountain. Now the layers of our earth. Below the ground, the outer shell of the earth is broken into tectonic plates. Earth can be divided into three main layers. So how many layers? Three. What are they? Core, the mantle and the crust. Look at this picture given below. This is about the earth's layers. The inner layer is core, the outer layer is crust, and in between crust and core, mantle. About 40 to 50 million years ago, the large two land masses, India and Eurasia, driven by plate movement, collided. Look at in the map given below. This is Eurasian plate, that means Europe and Asia, and Indian plate, Indian. What happened in the that means under the earth about 40 to 50 million years ago, these two large land masses started movement and they collided. As a result, the sediments accumulated in Tethys Sea. See here, Tethys Sea. See, this is sea. In your textbook also they have given in the lesson 2 first page about this Tethys Sea. That means before Himalayas formed, there was Tethys Sea. So what happened to this Tethys Sea? This Tethys Sea are compressed. That means how it was formed? Brought by rivers. But what happened to these? These were compressed, squeezed, and series of folds were formed. So the water in the Tethys Sea compressed, squeezed, and series of folds were formed. You can see in the second picture. See here, these are Indian Australian plate and this is Eurasian plate. These plates started movement and they collided. So due to that, the sediments accumulated in the Tethys Sea were compressed gas and squeezed. If you hold a sponge and if you squeeze, so that is squeezing. Due to that, what happened? Series of folds were formed, one behind the other, giving birth to folded mountains of the Himalayas. So due to that plate movement collided, the folding mountains Himalayas formed. So finally, how the mountains created? Mountains created when one plate moves down and the other moves up, or when the plates slide past each other. Once again, I will repeat this sentence. Mountains created when one plate moves down and the other moves up. See, this Eurasian plate and Asian plates. One plate move up means one plate move down, or one plate move down means one plate move up, or when the plates slide past each other. When the plates slide past each other, the mountains created. Look at these two pictures. Here the Indo-Australian plates and the Eurasian plates. Due to that movement, these folded, see, land folded upwards and the Himalayas formed. Mountains. The northernmost boundary of India is formed by the northern mountains. Look at this map. Here they have given a compass. In this you can see the 4 directions. N, the top of the map, N means north, and the bottom is S means south, and the right side E means east, and the left side W means west. See why I am telling about these compass means, here the northernmost boundary of India, see this is the north side of our country, is formed by the northern mountains. The northern mountains include, so here in the north side of our country we have northern mountains. So in these northern mountains we have the Himalayan ranges, the Karakoram ranges, and the Purvanchal ranges. So the northern mountains include 3 mountain ranges. What are they? The Himalayan ranges, the Karakoram ranges, and the Purvanchal ranges. The Himalayas are the highest mountain ranges in the world. So once again I will repeat these sentences. The northernmost boundary of India is formed by the northern mountains. These northern mountains include the Himalayan ranges, the Karakoram ranges, and the Purvanchal ranges. In all these, which mountain ranges are the highest? The Himalayas. The word Himalaya is derived from the Sanskrit word. So, how did we get this Himalaya name? It is derived from the Sanskrit word. That means H-I-M-A. Hima means snow. Alaya means A-L-Y-A. Alaya means receptacle or dwelling, which means, so Himalaya means abode of snow. So what is meant by Himalayas means abode of snow, and it is derived from the Sanskrit word, two words. Hima means snow, alaya means receptacle, dwelling, which means the abode of snow. And why it is given this name? Because these remain covered with snow throughout the year. So if you look at these pictures, these are all Himalayas. These are all covered with snow throughout the year. So that's why they have given that name, Himalaya. Hima plus alaya. Himalaya means abode of snow in the Sanskrit language. The Himalayas consist of 3 parallel ranges. They are the Greater Himalayas, the Middle Himalayas, the Outer Himalayas. The Greater Himalayas are also called as Himadri, the Middle Himalayas called as Himachal, and the Outer Himalayas are also called as Shivalik. So how many parallel ranges are there in Himalayas? 3. What are they? The Greater Himalayas, the Middle Himalayas, the Outer Himalayas. That means Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. In the previous session, you have already learnt about these 3 parallel ranges. Now, in this session, you are going to learn about the Karakoram ranges. That means the northern mountains are 3. What are they? The Himalayan mountain ranges, the Karakoram ranges and the Purvanchal ranges. So, Karakoram ranges. These mountains are located in Jammu and Kashmir to the northwest of the Himalayas beyond river Indus. In the previous slide, I showed you directions in the compass. 4 directions: north, south, east, west. Here, these Karakoram ranges are located to the northwest. That means in between north and west, there is intermediate direction, that is northwest. So not only main directions, 4 main directions are there. What are they? North, south, east, west. Along with them, there are 4 sub-directions. They are in between north and east, northeast, in between south and east, southeast, in between north and west, northwest, in between south and west, southwest. So total there are 4 main directions and 4 intermediate directions are there. Here our Karakoram ranges are located in northwest direction and in the Jammu Kashmir, here this area. In these Karakoram ranges, Mount K2 Godwin Austen. In the Himalayas, Mount Everest is the highest peak and it is the world's highest peak also. Here, Mount K2 Godwin Austen, it is the highest peak of India and the second highest peak of the world. First highest peak is Mount Everest and this Mount K2 Godwin Austen is second highest peak of the world. In India, highest peak is located on the China and Pakistan border. So here in this map you can see this is K2 Godwin Austen, Mount K2 Godwin Austen peak. It covers the, so these Karakoram ranges covers the borders of Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, China and India. That means here these areas Tajikistan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, China and India. So Karakoram ranges are located in Jammu and Kashmir. Previous Jammu and Kashmir is a state, now it is a union territory. And in the northwest direction, in this Mount K2 Godwin Austen is the second highest peak of the world. Next, Jammu and Kashmir lies in the Himalayas and the Karakoram range. So this Jammu and Kashmir lies in both the Himalayan mountain ranges as well as Karakoram ranges. Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Darjeeling in West Bengal and some part of Arunachal Pradesh are in the Himalayas. See, in this slide you are going to learn about the life in these ranges, that means Himalayas and Karakoram range. So which states will be in the Himalayan mountain ranges? Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Darjeeling in West Bengal and some places in Arunachal Pradesh. Jammu and Kashmir lies in both Himalayas and Karakoram ranges. Here, the main occupations of the people living in the Himalayas and the Karakoram mountains: farming, particularly terrace farming. So what is a terrace farming? So terrace means is a piece of sloped plain that has been cut into series of successively relieving flat surface or platforms. See, like this. You can see in this picture also terrace. So terrace is a piece of sloped plain that has been cut into a series of successively relieving flat surface or platforms which resemble steps. So how we have steps? So these will look like that, steps like that. For the purpose of more effective farming, this type of landscaping is therefore called as terrace. So here in terrace farming, mainly rice, barley and wheat crops will grow. In which areas means Southeast Asian places. Southeast, that means I will show in compass. South East, that means in between Southeast Asian areas do this terrace farming. And And what is the main advantage of this terrace farming? It reduces both the amount and velocity of water moving across the soil surface. So from the soil, it avoids the loss of the water, which greatly reduces soil erosion also. And one more, the mountain is made into steps which slows down the speed of rainwater, preventing damage to crops. So step by step rainwater will, so due to that it slows down the speed of rainwater and it prevents the damage to crops also. That is why here they do terrace farming. Next, sheep rearing. So sheep rearing is the raising and breeding of domestic sheep. So you can see sheep rearing in our areas also. These are raised for mainly meat, milk, and for their fiber, that means wool. Next, wood carving. So wood carving is a form of a woodwork. Look at this picture. By means of a cutting tool is one hand. See, you can see this is cutting tool, or this is also called a chisel. By two hands or with one hand on a chisel and one hand on a mallet. So what did they do? They figure in the sculptural ornamentation of a wooden object. So on the wood they do different designs. If you look at this picture, see here you can see the different design, that is wood carving. So these three are the main occupations in the people living in Himalayas and Karakoram mountains. So what are they? Farming, especially terrace farming, sheep rearing and wood carving. Importance of the northern mountains. So you know northern mountains include the Himalayan ranges, the Karakoram ranges and the Purvanchal ranges. They do not allow the cold winds from Central Asia to enter India. You know very well our India is located in Asia continent. So from this Central Asia, the cold winds are avoided due to these Himalayas. They are all our boundary. That's why northern boundary. How our houses have walls to protect from other houses, animals, like that. To our country, north side Himalayas are as wall, boundary. The forests of the Himalayas give us wood, medicines, resins and other useful things. See here, one word came, resin. See, generally it's a gum secret from coniferous trees. Coniferous trees. These coniferous trees, you can see them in mountain regions, Himalayan regions, our Tirumala hills. In these areas, mostly these coniferous trees will grow. These release, they secrete one liquid, solid, thick, that is called resin. Secreting. Why they secrete this resin means for protective, that means for protective benefits in response to injury. If anybody cut any branch, immediately from that cutting part this resin will secrete. For example, if you fell down, if you get any wound, you injured means what will we do? We apply any ointment or any powder to that wounded part. Here these resins will protect the broken branch area. So for protective benefits in response to injury. And these resins mainly used in varnishes and adhesives and also in perfumes. So mostly household items, that means while constructing a house, for pasting wood material they use, for applying painting the wood material they use these varnishes and adhesives. So that is about resin. And other useful things. The Himalayas are home for the animals like snow leopard, tiger, rhinoceros, deer and so on. The Himalayas are also known as the home of gods. Home of gods. Why? Many pilgrimage towns like Haridwar, Rishikesh, Hemakund Sahib and many other pilgrimage towns are located here. So the Himalayas are also known as the home of gods. Look at these pictures. This is resin. It's secreting from the coniferous trees, and this is snow leopard, and this is pilgrimage towns Haridwar, and these are Kedarnath, Badrinath, Amarnath. So pilgrimage towns in the Himalayan regions. Hope you all understood today's session. We will meet in the next session with a new topic. Hari Om. Thank you.